चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं भूत्वा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं भजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी देवी प्रणमामि हरे। पञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत श्रीवासादि गौरवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण कृष्ण वेदांत स्वामी नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे नमस्ते श्रीनिवास पार्षद करोति वाचालं अंगुं लंघयते गिरिं कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं परमानन्दं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरं। राम can you read this book? Hare Krishna. Discussing with the children 4.13 चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागश्च। हरे कृष्ण। So the year of the rat has arrived. And with that coronavirus is also arrived. And the bat.
Is it rat or
with
rat?
the rat I got. No, it's okay. And there was that. So the rat and the bat have brought virus. Everybody is scared. This is how nature is. When we abuse and we don't follow the laws of the Lord, it backfires. There are some reports about how that virus came about. I don't know how true or how untrue it is. Some obnoxious stories I heard. True?
The animals, exotic.
They were eating or something.
The bat soup. Bat soup.
So we are happy with cauliflower soup, sweet corn soup. We only at most go up to manchow soup. When man develops consciousness like animals, then he starts eating like animals, indiscriminately. Discrimination, viveka, is the characteristic of a human. Understand Viveka? Vivek. Vivek is a very common Indian name. What does Vivek mean? Vivek doesn't mean intelligence. Intelligence is buddhi.
Right intelligence.
He's trying his intelligence in various ways. Now you are all not wrong, but I want a very precise word. What is the meaning of the word Vivek?
Discriminate.
Very good. Proper discrimination. Literally it means discrimination. Discrimination not meaning discriminate against somebody.
Good and bad is wrong.
Like Shankaracharya wrote one book, Tattva Viveka. He hasn't been written yet, I think so. Anyway, there is one literature, spiritual called Tattva Viveka. Properly having a discriminative understanding about spiritual truths. So, a human being has to be very discerning and discriminating in his intelligence. And what is the nature of the discrimination? Sad, asad, viveka, buddhi. Buddhi is needed, but not buddhi how to use all kinds of animals to make a soup. That is also buddhi. Some people are very clever at that also. Somebody sent me WhatsApp videos today on somewhere where they said this is how the coronavirus came about, and they showed some videos of in China some people eating rats and live, putting the sauce, taking
Live bread, yeah.
like small mouse actually. So they may think that I am very intelligent because I come up with a wonderful recipe of a live rat. But that is not the kind of buddhi we are talking about. We are talking about sad, asad, viveka buddhi. That buddhi, and this sad, asad, viveka buddhi is what is known as spiritual intelligence, which he said as right intelligence. When you say right, what is the meaning of right? The right may mean different things for different people. That's why we want to use the word sad, asad, vivek. To understand clearly spiritual and not spiritual things. Very clearly. So that one can focus on the sad and not be distracted by the asad. Sad, asad, vivek. So that is the characteristic of the human being, because human beings are blessed not just with intelligence for eating, sleeping, mating, defending, but intelligence which can discern what will lead to my ultimate good fortune. There are two kinds of things in the scriptures which are mentioned. One is prayas and one is shreyas. Both of these are common names also of various individuals. Shreyas and prayas. Shreyas Iyer is a good Indian batsman. Prayas, I don't know any prayas, but you know any prayas? No? Your spectacles have become round. He's all rounder now. He's wearing vesti, or what do you call lungi?
Vesti.
He got vesti only. I still don't know what the difference between lungi and vesti is. Is it?
No, I think so.
No, I think there is some finer difference, but anyway. But you're looking good. You're looking the most spiritual of all these people. Okay? So one day you should be sitting here and giving class. Okay? Yes? Not next week, it's still time. Don't worry. Okay, that is my prayer and wishes that, of course, for all of you. Because we want that the sad, asad, viveka buddhi, the knowledge for this be spread all over the world. Everybody should know. Otherwise, people are interested in using their buddhi for prayas. Prayas means immediate benefit. Maybe I want to taste something nice, so I use my intelligence and come up with some special concoction. That's also intelligence. But that is intelligence used for immediate benefit. It's called prayas. Correct, Prabhu? And then This is short-sighted intelligence. Why? Because it is focused on asad. What does it mean? The word asad mean temporary things. Because all these pleasures and gains are just going to come, give a little bit happiness, lot of trouble, and go. Correct? Sometimes people think it's okay even if there's a little bit happiness. What is the problem? No problem. The problem is not that the happiness is a little bit, but to get that little bit happiness, you have to go through a lot of suffering. Just to produce one potato, we buy it in the supermarket so we don't see the trouble. Of course, we have to go through the trouble, but we go through the trouble in the office to earn the money to buy that potato. But the farmer has to actually produce it. So the nature of the material world is, in the asad, okay, you know, like sometimes in Hindi movies or some other movie, they show this exploited worker. Where throughout the day, the man makes the slave work very hard. And at night, he will give him 2 sukhi rotis. Eat. Just to give him enough strength to be able to do next day's work. And thinks, I got 2 rotis. So the nature of the material world, the nature of prayas is like that. One is running after small pleasure, but one fails to understand that one is actually going through so much misery in the process. And people who are attached to such things are known as misers. Kripanaha. Yah atma tattvam aviditva asman lokat prayati sa kripanaha. Prabhupada quotes this as a definition of kripana. This is from the Vedas. Yah atma tattvam aviditva. He who doesn't understand the sad, the Atma Tattva, without knowing, he leaves this body and goes. He's a miser. Why is a miser? Because you could have done so much with this human form. You wasted it on eating rats, some trivial things which actually don't bring any lasting value. Things which even animals could have done. Snakes eat rats. And those who behave like this, what does nature do? Under the direction of the Lord, nature gives them a body suitable for that. If you are interested in eating rats, why you need human body? Become a snake next life, become an eagle next life. Human body is meant for Sad, Asad, Viveka, so that one becomes attached to Sad, devoted to Sad. The Supreme Sad, who is Krishna, attached to Him in loving devotion. And Bhagavad is about that. Bhagavad is, come, rise above. Don't be just entrapped in the prayas. Be interested in the Shreyas. Prayas? Shreyas. What is Shreyas? That which is the ultimate benefit, not immediate benefit. See, even in this world, we see that we cannot always think of the immediate benefit. We have to think of a slightly longer term benefit. Correct? Can you give me an example? Which means we undergo through some hardship now because there is something more better coming later. Can you give me an example? Studies. The child says, why should I struggle now? We keep the book aside. But they know that this will lead to this, which will lead to this. Education, job, money, good wife, good car, good house, whatever one thinks of. Of course, they are all still within the prayers category only, but at least there is a slightly longer term view. Those who are extremely unintelligent can only see the second now and a few seconds later. They cannot think anything beyond that. Any other example? Surgery, yes. Why to go through pain? Surgery is more pain than the pain. But if you don't go through the pain, there will be more pain later. Correct? Any other example? Farming. Okay. I am going through trouble now. Hard work now. Nothing is coming out, but I'm watering every day. Eventually I will get. Any other example? Chanting. Hare Krishna. Squeezing, but no rasa is coming. But still going on. Very good. Okay. But this for prayers. Sorry, Shreyas, not for prayers. For Shreyas, for the ultimate benefit. Very good. Any other example? Going to the gym. You cannot say, I am taking so much trouble. As soon as I come out, think. Correct? When I stood on the scale before and when I stood on the scale after the session, it's a process. It's slowly working. So even within this material world, we see that benefit requires investment, requires to undergo some trouble. And this trouble is what is called as, when this trouble is done for a higher cause, it is called as a yajna. Sacrifice. Yajna. Higher cause. What is the highest cause? The Supreme Lord. Of course, slowly we are working towards it. All these sacrifices are called yajna. Japa for now is a yajna. Learning Bhagavad Gita is a yajna because there is some cost we are paying. We are not yet on the platform that, wow, this is Hare Krishna. I wish I have millions of years and millions of tons. Rupa Goswami feels like that. For him, it is not a yajna. Even though technically it is still a yajna, but for him, this is, I just want to go on doing this and go on doing anything else which comes in the way is a botheration. Haridas Thakur, 22 hours of chanting every day. Anything else to do in the middle for his bodily maintenance is a disturbance in between his chanting. For us, as soon as the phone bell rings in the middle of the chanting, I said, no, some break will be here. Yeah? Or we get some other work. Anyway, so the point is there is Shreyas and there is prayers. So those who are advanced in consciousness, they are always working for the Shreyas. Shreyas means ultimate benefit. And that ultimate benefit is spiritual in nature. And that ultimate benefit may not be apparent to us now itself. Not apparent in the sense that we may not be able to perceive it and tap into it fully now at the present. That is why Arjun in the Bhagavad Gita, he prays to Krishna. He says, I am so confused about what is my duty. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha prichhami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. I am not clear. I become dharma sammuda. Dharma sammuda means, what is my duty now? I am confused. Sammuda means confused. Totally confused. Sammuda, samyak muda. Fully lost. About what? What is my dharma? Yashreya. What it is that will be of ultimate benefit for me. I am not concerned about the immediate kingdom or the immediate things. You tell me what is my ultimate good. What is the path I should take? Yat shreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme. Tell me for certain. Shishyasteham. I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me on what is Shreyas. And the Bhagavatam is in the same mood. The sages who have gathered in front of, who is gathered in front of whom? Last time we had a full summary of canto 1. Last week, because very few of you were there. We had a full summary of canto 1, how canto 1 is organized and everything. Because we didn't want to go ahead on the story with so many of you missing. But nonetheless, anyway, we'll recap that another day. So who's speaking the Bhagavatam to whom? Suta Goswami is speaking to Haribol, to the sages, headed by Shaunaka. Very good. And he's telling the story of How? Parikshit Maharaj is being narrated the Bhagavatam 2 by Shukadev Goswami. And in that conversation there are many other narrations. Yes? So the sages of Naimisharanya go to Sudha Goswami and ask the same question. In different words, but at the end the question is, please tell us what is the Supreme Good. Yes? And when he asked that question, what does Sudha Goswami say? I will tell you the same conversation will happen where Parikshit Maharaj had the same question. What is the ultimate good for people in general and especially for a person who is about to die? Please tell me. What is the Shreyas? How to do it? How to engage in that Shreyas? Yes, same question. Arjuna has the same question. And actually that is the only question worth asking. What is that one thing we should always keep in mind? The central pivot of our life. You understand pivot? You know, like, sometimes animals are tied. There is a rod kept, there is a rope tied, and the animal is tied. And sometimes there are bulls who are made to work by moving around the pivot when they are grinding grains or lifting water, whatever that machine may be doing. Pivot. So there should be one pivot around which our life revolves. So what is that focus that one must have? Yat Shreyasyan Nishchitam Bruhi. Nishchit means no haziness. Don't say answer is A or B or C or D or any of the above or all of the above. Okay, please tell me the exact answer. That one Nishchit. This is what Arjuna asking. And this is the same question which Narad Muni asked. Remember we were discussing this conversation in the bhagavatam. Narad Muni is asking Vyasadeva, you did everything. You wrote the Vedas, you wrote the Puranas, ye kiya, wo kiya, yajna likha, dharma likha, all these things you are doing, you are still not satisfied. That means the ultimate Shreyas point has not come. You are on the path of Shreyas, but that ultimate Shreyas you haven't touched, otherwise you would not have a dissatisfaction in your heart. Same question, Parikshit Maharaj, such a great soul. He is going around asking, what is that ultimate Shreyas? So many great souls and great sages were there. But he did not want a relative answer to his situation. He wanted an ultimate answer, not only for himself, but for all people at all times in all situations. Ultimate answer. Correct? Sometimes some answers are relative. What does relative answer mean?
Just for the short term.
Relative answer means, for me, I want water right now because I am thirsty. Relative. Let's say somebody was drowning in the water, I pick him out, and as soon as he comes out, I give him a glass of water. Please drink. He says, I am full of water, don't give me any water. Okay? So we are not talking about relative benefits. Relative benefits are different for different people. I may be at this level, for me to go here is, wow, I have made progress. Correct? Somebody has 5,000 ringgit job. He got increment, he got 6,000 ringgit. Very happy. Somebody was getting 10,000 ringgit job, his company demoted him, made him 6,000 ringgit. Okay, so one is happy, one is sad. But what are getting saved? So these are all relative things. So Parikshit Maharaj says, I want the topmost for all people at all times. Tell me what is the topmost benefit. So the Bhagavatam is focusing on that ultimate. And you see, when the greatest of sages meet, they are always reflecting on this one question. They are deeply contemplating what is that ultimate. Because everybody wants that one solution. Correct? Even scientists are always trying to simplify. Einstein's what was his greatest dream in life? Yes, he wanted to come up with the theory of everything. Yes? Which means I have to go so deep that I don't need 10 laws. I understand the final one law of the universe. Huh? Yes? The law behind all laws. Having understood which, nothing else remains to be known. Krishna is giving that knowledge in the Gita. He literally says this. What I just said is what he says. Yad gyatva, having known which, nothing else avashishyate. Nothing else remains to be known. 7th chapter. Both nominal and phenomenal. The Lord says, I give you complete knowledge. So the sages are always looking for that one point. And when you see all these deep conversations between these great souls, whether it be Krishna, Arjuna, whether it be Suta and Shaunaka, whether it be Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, whether it be Devabhuti and Kapila. And these are all stories from within the Bhagavad. Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu. And he also asked the same question. What do you like the most? What is the most brilliant of all topics of study? And you see, the same, it's all coming to the same point. All questions come. Vidur and Maitreya coming to the same point. So many conversations. What are the conversations? Uddhav and Krishna, Uddhav Gita coming to the same point. What other conversations in the Bhagavad? Lord Shiva, Parvati, Dhritarashtra, Arjuna and Krishna, Queen Kunti and Krishna's conversation, Bhishmadev and Krishna's conversation. And you see, what is the common denominator, the common factor across all is, all these, the clear one point is that one must love and surrender to the Lord with all one's heart. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje ahaituki apratihata yaya atma suprasidati. If you forget everything else from the scriptures, if you remember this one shloka, your life can become perfect. Because this one shloka is giving that one principle to become happy. Of course, the same idea may be expressed in many other shlokas, but it is very beautifully summarized in that shloka. And we have already covered that shloka in case you didn't notice. This was in the 2nd chapter. Savai pumsam paro dharmo. For all the people, what is that one topmost dharma which will give full satisfaction to the heart? It is bhakti, full devotional service to not job, not parents, not country, not condominium, not boss, not community. Bhaktir adhokshaje, to the transcendent Lord, who is beyond matter. What does transcendent mean? Beyond matter. To bhaktir adhokshaje. But that bhakti must be ahaituki and apratihata. Then only your heart will be fully satisfied. Ahaituki means without any motivations, material motivations. And apratihata means constantly. And it is possible, otherwise you couldn't use this formula. Not that it is easy, but it is possible. And that is the path. Mahajano yena gatasya panta. Mahajanas are those who have lived this shloka and achieved, made the pivot of their lives devotional service to Lord Hari. Everything is devoted to the service of the Lord. Vasudeva Paraveda Vasudeva Paramakha. Everything is devoted and surrendered to Lord Vasudeva. So that is this recurring theme, and that is a central pivot. So this is one point which one should never forget, whether it's the Gita or the Bhagavad. The Gita is leading us from the basics of spiritual knowledge to the point of surrendering everything to the Supreme Personality of God. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami vachah. Krishna is saying, you just fully surrender to me. And don't fear. Don't fear either your sins or don't fear who will maintain me. This is commonly the two fears people have. No? If I surrender to God, if I don't do my so many other material duties and religious duties, what will happen to me? Will I suffer? She says, Mashucha, aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami. I will free you from all sins. Somebody may say, okay, you may free me from all sins, but I surrender to you. How? My house rent, my food, my bills, my electricity, my internet. How? So Krishna has already said, Adanyas chintayanto vam ye janaha paripasate tesham nityabhi uttanam yogachyamam vahamyaham. I will carry personally, vahami aham. I will even pay the bills for you. Do not worry. He will arrange. If you are such a great devotee, then he will come personally and do it. Otherwise, he will employ his energies to do it. Doesn't matter. Devotees don't like to directly engage the Lord in their service. They will only feel very awkward. There's a beautiful story of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami in Vrindavan. I just mentioned that story, a very sweet story. So that we understand the mood of the devotees. The Lord is always wanting to protect and take care of his devotees. But the devotee, who's genuinely a devotee at heart, feels very awkward if the Lord is doing something for him. Feels awkward. So it's a beautiful story. So Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were direct close associates of Lord Chaitanya. You can practically say like disciples for all practical purposes. And Rupa and Sanatana were both brothers. And one time, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they were ordered by the Lord to be in Vrindavan and excavate the holy places. The Lord had given them, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had given them a very specific service. So they were staying in a particular place. I do not remember the name of the place. If anybody remembers, they can tell. And Rupa Goswami would sit in a particular place and be absorbed in chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He would be very absorbed. And he would be so absorbed in remembering the Lord that he would have no sense of in Vrindavan, in summer, it's terribly hot. You cannot even step on the ground. Forget about sitting there for a long time. Your feet, the soles of your feet will get burnt. It's so hot sometimes. So Rupa Goswami was sitting at a place and chanting. And seeing that so much of sun is coming on his head, Srimati Radharani, who is the queen of Vrindavan, she saw that her dear devotee is going through so much trouble and being so much absorbed in seva that he is not even making an attempt to protect himself from the scorching sun which is burning his skin and blistering him. So the Radharani personally came and stood behind Rupa Goswami and she held her pallu, sari pallu, and she covered his head. Sari, you understand? Sari she kept on top of his head like this. So the shade was coming on him. He was not even aware what was going on. He was just blissfully chanting. As this was happening, Sanatana Goswami happened to be passing from nearby. He noticed Radharani personally is covering. Normally, if something like this happens with us, what we'll do, we'll quickly take a snapshot, put it on Facebook, and just to spice it up, say, I wonder why Radharani must have come. So we would like to publicize, we would like to glorify. when this happened, Rupa Goswami didn't even know. In the evening when Rupa Goswami came back and they both met, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami chastised Rupa Goswami. He scolded him. What are you doing? He said, I was chanting. He said, what are you doing in chanting? I am praying to Radha and Krishna, please engage me in your service. He said, you are praying to Radha and Krishna to engage you in their service. Why are you making them serve you? He said, what happened? He said, Radharani came and she was covering your head. He said, you should not do like this. This is not good. So Rupa Goswami started, he felt bad. He didn't feel excited. Radharani came. She did like this. Just think in our own consciousness what we will feel if the Lord does something special for us. We feel, wow, I am such a great devotee that God came to do this for me. But here he chastised him. Because Sanatana Goswami was almost like a guru to Rupa Goswami as an elder brother. He scolded him. What is this? Radharani is our worshipable. We are all the servants of our servants. This is not good. On one hand you are praying for service, on the other hand you are taking service. Then another day, after this happened, another day, again Rupa Goswami, probably was sitting under a tree that time, I don't know, he was sitting again doing japa. What is the name of the place? Do you remember? Somewhere near Nandagram, I think so. Okay, I'm not sure. He was doing his bhajan, and as he was chanting, a wild tiger happened to come near. He was approaching Rupa Goswami. And then as the tiger was coming, Rupa Goswami was totally oblivious. Suddenly, from nowhere, Krishna came running there, holding a stick. He shooed away the tiger, who was planning to attack Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami was blissfully chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. He was totally oblivious. Krishna shoot the tiger away. Ananyaschantayanto mam ye janaha parivasate tesham nityabhyukta yogakshemam panam. Those are fully absorbed in me without deviation. I provide them whatever they need, I take care. Vahami aham, I do personally, I carry it. You are on that platform. Of course, the Lord does for all devotees. He may not personally come for us with a stick in his hand. He may arrange through others. In that case, he personally came because they are such great souls, such great devotees, they are actually his personal associates. Again, Sanatana Goswami witnessed this situation. And at night, he told Rupa Goswami, not good. Not good. Again, what is this you are doing? I told you last time, you are engaging Radha and Krishna in your service. Again today this happened. Krishna you made. What is this? Our whole life is meant for their service and you are making them serve you. So Goswami felt very sad. He said, I am not asking them to serve me. No, they are, what should I do? Because he is just doing his bhajan, right? So he asked his elder brother for guidance. What should I do in this situation? He said, can't you get it? All that you should do is build a bhajan kutir, build a small hut where you can sit inside and do your bhajan without disturbance. So neither wild animals nor the sun will affect you. Then Krishna will not be bothered, Radharani will not be bothered to come and do this for you. That was the first time he made something for himself. Why? Not because for himself, so that Radha and Krishna don't have to come and serve him. Okay? That is the consciousness of the Goswamis. Yeah. So, those who are keeping Krishna in the center of their lives, the Lord takes care of them fully. And that is why the central principle is something if we always keep in our mind, then everything else will be auspicious for us. It's a very, very beautiful story. The first time when I heard this story, many years ago, probably 20-25 years ago, I was really shaken up when I heard this story the first time. I was very, very shocked. Because in my consciousness I couldn't comprehend how could a person think like this. I said, कैसे कोई सोच सकता है? Because I was thinking if I was in that situation, I would be so excited. I would go around telling everybody, wow, Krishna came to protect me. I am such a great devotee. Radharani came. So we will always be so proud. But just look at the consciousness of those who are pure devotees. They are not seeing their glory in the situation. They are feeling that they are offenders. Why the Lord should serve me? Materialistic devotees are always wanting God to serve them. Correct? Mukti, Mukti, Siddhi. In various ways. Even sadhakas like us, we are asking now. Correct? Anybody here not asking at all? Except Damodar. So we are always asking in various ways. Of course, ultimately we want pure devotional service, but still, when we are struggling in this world, we are still asking help in various ways. But that is really far out because their consciousness is so much that the Lord, and the beauty of the Lord, the beauty of this Bhagavat and the culture of Bhagavat is that in this culture of Bhagavat, there is the Bhagwan and there is the Bhakta. The Bhagavat is describing the glory of the Bhagwan and the Bhakta. Yes? Correct? And what is the nature of the transaction is Bhakti. Correct? There is Bhagwan, there is Bhakta, there is Bhakti, and Bhagavat is talking about this whole subject matter. And the beauty of this whole transaction is that the Bhakta loves to serve Bhagwan. And Bhagwan loves to serve his Bhakta. It is not that God is only interested in taking, the Lord actually enjoys in doing something special for his devotee. He enjoys. Why did you think he became the chariot driver of Arjuna? Arjuna didn't force him to do that. He voluntarily did that. And so many times the Lord has taken a humble position for the pleasure of his devotees. So that is the subject matter of the Bhagavad. And that is the same thing which Narad Muni is telling Vyasa. That ultimately you must come to the point of describing this subject in great detail. Until that point, your heart will not be satisfied, nor will the whole world be satisfied. So devote yourself exclusively to glorifying the Lord. Bhagavat. So Narad Muni is explaining the glory of this Bhagavat process through his own life's journey. And 2 weeks ago, earlier than that, we discussed the story of the 3 lives of Narad Muni. Yes? We said there are 3 lives, but we have covered only 1 life. Yeah, actually we covered only 1. Yes? His 3rd life is his life as Narad Muni. So we covered his first life when he was, who was he? Huh? What was his name? Upabarhana. He was a Gandharva. He was very good in singing. So we discussed his story of how, even though he was in the heavenly planet, he was extremely skilled and talented in singing, how he committed offenses. Because rather than using his singing skills for glorifying the Lord, he was singing mundane songs in glorification of other heavenly personalities, when the program was actually a program to glorify the Lord. And the great sages there, the great Prajapatis, they took offense. What is this? You are supposed to be here to glorify the Lord, but rather than making the Lord as the center of the focus, you are making yourself and other mundane personalities as the focus of your singing. The whole thing is spoiled. So you are behaving like a Shudra. What does Shudra mean? Shudra means trivial. In simple word, Shudra means of low value. Trivial. You are attached to trivial, low class, low value things. So better you take birth as a Shudra. So he lost his position in the heavenly planets. He was forced to take his birth as the son of a maid servant on planet Earth. The maid servant had only one son, who was this boy. Her husband had perhaps passed away, but in the story it is mentioned that she was alone. So the assumption is the husband has passed away. And she was serving in a particular community of Brahmanas in a school. She was rendering some menial service, and she had very little means to maintain her son and herself. So she was very attached to her son, and her son was very attached to her. So that second life is actually the story of Narad Muni, of how that boy transformed himself in that life from being the playboy Upabarhan to this great sage Narad. It was an in-between point. It was Narad Muni, in-between life, Upabarhan. Upabarhan was like in today's terms, he was like a rock star. Prabhupada in the purport uses the word playboy. So he was like, always surrounded by girls, loving to sing and attract their attention, spending time. He was totally different. And now, totally different. What happened in between? And what happened in between, in their one life, is actually showing the potency of the transformation. And that is what Narad Muni is especially telling to Vyasadeva, this story. How he transformed, so that he understands also what is that power of this Bhagavat. कहाँ से कहाँ लेके गया एक lifetime में, one lifetime, from where to where. It's already 3 minutes to 5. Sorry, my introduction to the class was long. I think I'll catch up on the story when we speak next time. We'll complete that part of the story. But the Bhagavat and the power of the Bhagavat is in terms of contact with the book Bhagavat and contact with the devotee Bhagavat. In the case of Narad Muni's personal life, he was in contact with the devotee Bhagavat from whom he heard the instructions of the book Bhagavat. Of course, book and devotee are not separated in the sense that the devotee Bhagavat speaks the book Bhagavat and he lives the book Bhagavat. He is Murti Mantra, because he is the very embodiment of what the Bhagavad is speaking about. Correct? He is the very embodiment of that. So that is that, and that is the beautiful introduction that Narad Muni is giving to Vyasa, saying, see, this is how my transformation happened. Because I heard topics of the pure, unadulterated topics of the glories of the Lord from the lips of great souls who were absorbed in this subject, and I served them and I received their full blessings, and that blessings transformed me into who I have become today. So you also write on this subject so that other devotees will also get a similar opportunity for transformation by discussing this subject matter in the association of great souls. That's what Prabhupada did. When Prabhupada travelled from India to America, you know how much money he had? 40 rupees. 40 rupees. That time, $1 was around 7 rupees, I think. That time. And now it is 73. That time it was 7. Much earlier than that, 1 rupee would be equal to many dollars. 1 rupee. People's monthly salaries from well-to-do families would be 5 rupees a month. That was the power of the rupee. Now it's the other way around. Now 1 rupee, the beggar also will not take. He will throw it back on your face. Now really, correct? If you give a beggar 1 rupee in India, because he cannot buy anything with 1, it's like worth keeping in the museum. And 100 years ago, if you threw 1 rupee at somebody, he will be like, he can live for 1 month with that money. Anyway, so 40 rupees wasn't much. It was just a few dollars, $4 or $5. Just barely anything. Just few days worth of money to stay in US at that time, 1965. But he carried with him a big trunk, just a couple of clothes, but a big trunk of books. Srimad Bhagavatam. This first canto, he carried first canto. Because he didn't even have all the cantos even completed at that time. He had the first canto. So he carried, because he knew the process. The process is to connect the unfortunate souls. When the unfortunate souls hear the Bhagavat, book Bhagavat from the devotee Bhagavat in good faith, that is a very, very powerful transformation process. Rupa Goswami gives an example. Says, just like bell metal, when it gets treated through an alchemical process with mercury, it transforms into again I want to know from others. When you treat bell metal with mercury, following a very specific process which now nobody knows, or at least it's not in public domain. What does it transform into? Transforms that metal into gold. Interesting, huh? So you just need that bell metal, you need mercury, and it interacts in a particular, it becomes gold. Okay? Now we may think this is some far out, fantastic subject. How can it become like that? Do you know something? Something interesting. Of course, I don't know the process. If I knew, then. Not to say that if I knew that I wouldn't be here. I can't say like that, because our still business is, this is the main business. But you know something interesting? These two metals, actually the metal, bell metal is actually, I think, made from lead, right? I think it is it is an alloy where it has lead in it, I think so. So, the atomic number of this bell metal main constituent and the atomic number of mercury, when added together, produces the atomic number of gold. This is modern physics. How that is combined? How can you combine the nucleus of two atoms to come together to form the gold atom? That nobody knows. without doing nuclear fusion. That is that process. So Rupa Goswami gives this example because in the past there were some great people who knew this art. So just like through an alchemical process, this base bell metal can be transformed into gold. Similarly, base low-class souls who are entrapped in this material world, when they are treated through this alchemical process of the Bhagavat, the book Bhagavat, the devotee Bhagavat, they become transformed into gold, they become pure devotees. That's why the Bhagavat is very precious. That is why Prabhupada was taking this Bhagavat. That was the real wealth that he wanted to give there. And why so much transformation happened? Just like Narad Muni's transformation happened. Because Narad Muni as a young boy heard, and this is the story we'll discuss next week, heard attentively the message of the Bhagavat from the Bhakti Vedantas. And in a humble spirit, in a faithful way, by rendering service to him, he got transformed. And what did Prabhupada do? Prabhupada made the same opportunity available to the whole planet. The Bhakti Vedantas had this opportunity. Narad Muni got this opportunity by chance, 1%. Okay. Prabhupada publicly has made this opportunity available to the whole planet. The person Bhagavat, the book Bhagavat, the process, all we have to do is come and willingly listen with faith and render service. And then we will also be transformed. Guaranteed. So you can also become like Narad Muni next level. But when you hear the full story, you will know how much that transformation, how intense that transformation was. It's not a very cheap transformation. It was intense. So the detail of that story we'll discuss next week. But that is the point. Why I'm mentioning this point is we have to understand. Sometimes when we hear these old stories, we think, oh, he was so fortunate, he had this, he had that, where Narad Muni is coming to me, where Srimad Goswami is coming to me. No. The great souls have made the process available. If we are sincere, the process is there. What is it that we are doing now? Of course, I am not Narad Muni, but at least we are getting connection to the process through which we can get connection even to much more greater souls, from whose lotus lips we can hear the message of the Bhagavat purely. I may be by my own strength able to represent only 1.0001%, but still the potency of the Bhagavat is such even that 0.001% can actually give us tremendous transformation. That is the power of the message. If the messenger is giving it purely, the power of the message can still be manifested in a very strong way. As long as the presenter is acting as a transparent via medium for the message. Correct? So that is our attempt and endeavor. So any questions, any comments? So please understand how greatly fortunate you are. And that is why there are only how many of you here? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 Mahajanas in Pines Gita Academy. He is the leading one because he is also chanting. Okay. So this message is powerful, the process is powerful, but because people in this world do not have sad, asad, viveka, buddhi, they are all chasing after prayas, not chasing after shreyas. So you should count yourself very, very fortunate. So now this highest thing is being given to you in a platter. You know, can I take 5 more minutes? I'm getting excited. By remembering my good fortune, there are some things which I heard which really transformed my perspective. And that is very important because this knowledge is about transforming your perspective. This story was the story of King Muchukunda. Now, I don't have time to tell you the whole story, but he was a Kshatriya who went through lot of difficulties for hundreds of years, serving the Lord by fighting on behalf of the Devas. Until he became so tired, that when the Devas wanted to give him any benediction, he was in no mood to enjoy anything. He said, I just want to sleep. I'm so tired. Because without sleeping for hundreds of years, he was fighting. So can you imagine? He was so powerful that the Devas sought his assistance. And Dasharatha Maharaj was another such powerful warrior. So there are very few powerful people on earth who are so powerful that even the Devatas would take their assistance. So he was one of those. So anyway, he slept, and to cut a long story short, then this Kalayavan came there, and Muchukunda was given a blessing that if somebody disturbs your sleep, then he can burn him to ashes. So he was sleeping in that cave. Krishna came running into that cave, being chased by this demon Kalayavana. Krishna came and went into a dark part of the cave. He was not seen, and then this Kalayavan came. He saw Muchukunda sleeping there. He came and kicked Muchukunda. Muchukunda said, he got up from his sleep and he looked at this Kalayavana. As soon as he looked at him, he burnt him to ashes. Because this Kalayavan did not deserve to be killed by Krishna. Krishna doesn't simply kill anybody. Even to be deserve to be killed by Krishna, you have to elevate yourself. So Krishna, इसको मारने में कुछ मजा नहीं है. यवन है ये, low class आदमी है. Krishna didn't even want to kill him. Krishna just led him to his death. And he died. So he didn't achieve what Shishupal achieved, what Putana achieved. And because all these others had a glorious connection to the Lord previously, in some way. And so the Lord gave them the honor of being killed by himself. It's a great thing. Bhagwan ke haath se mara jana. It's not a cheap thing. Anyway, that's a side point. But then, after this happened, the Lord came in front of Muchukunda, gave darshan, and beautiful prayers like in Muchukunda. Finally, I am seeing the Lord. And in that prayers, it's a long set of prayers from the Bhagavatam. All these stories are from the Bhagavatam. And we'll be covering all these stories as we go. Thousands of beautiful stories about great devotees. And when the Lord asks Muchukunda for a blessing, Muchukunda asks for the blessing that I want the opportunity to be a servant of those who are the great Bhagavata devotees, so that I can hear from them and serve them. He is asking for that blessing which Narad Muni got. Yes, that's how he got transformed, no? Muchukunda is asking for that blessing. And I was sitting in this class, usually the Radharan Maharaj is giving this class, he was sitting on the Vyasasana, there were a few hundred devotees sitting and attending this class. And he made a very profound statement, which really shook me. You know what he said? He said, do you know, telling all the people in the class, that the blessing which Muchukunda asked from Krishna, after going through so much austerity and trouble for hundreds and hundreds of years of dedicated service, that blessing that he asked for, do you know, each and every person who is sitting here in this class has already been granted that blessing. You have already been granted that blessing even without asking for it. आपने पूछा भी नहीं, आपने कुछ किया भी नहीं. You have not done anything great, nor have you asked for it. But by the blessings of very, very great souls who are so extremely compassionate, coming in the line of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, great personalities like Prabhupada and Acharyas, you have already been given that blessing even without asking. Imagine your good fortune. Recognize your good fortune and don't waste it, please. So when I was just thinking about it, I think, wow, this is actually so profound. We are taking this thing so cheaply. Why? Because it has been given free. Somebody else did the work. We didn't have to go through this long, painful process. We do not have to go through what Parikshit went through to sit there to hear Bhagavad. We didn't have to go through what Muchukunda went through. Yes? We didn't have to go through what Arjuna went through. I don't think that these great personalities had very simple, comfortable lives. They went through very, very tough times. Very, very tough times. To come to the point of this point where this message could be spoken to them and they could receive it. But we already have that opportunity. That is Lord Chaitanya's blessing. Lord Chaitanya has allowed the unqualified to receive this message, provided they are willing. But that's all. You must be willing to faith. Just somebody is giving to you. What is the minimum qualification for you to take it? Somebody is giving, just take it. That much you have to do. If somebody is giving, what is the absolute minimum? At least you should be able to extend your hands and receive it. I'm not saying the great devotees. I am also in the same situation. Just Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada went to the West. Why? To make this opportunity available to everybody. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire. This process of the Bhagavad, which is hearing and chanting of the glories of the Lord as the Bhagavad is speaking. Now, what is the conclusion of the Bhagavad? Nama Sankirtana Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranami Dukkha Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. The supreme process is chanting of the holy names. In the association of devotees, chanting the glories of the Lord. So that has been given. So the reason why I am saying this is, please recognize what is the value of this opportunity and receive it like that. When we receive it with gratitude, then it will act with great force. Okay? If you don't know what is the value of what we have got, the risk is correct? You just dispose it and throw it off, not realizing how precious it is. So we'll do Kirtan for a few minutes. Any questions, any comments? Ravi, has your perspective changed? So, why we are saying all these things, our conditioned mind has a particular way of looking at the world. So this understanding should change the way we are looking at things. Krishna consciousness is about changing our perspective and acting with a different consciousness. It's not about transforming or changing our activity necessarily, but it is more about transforming our consciousness. Nashto moho smritir labhva tat prasadad maya achyuta sitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Oh Krishna, my illusion is dispelled. Now I can see things very clearly as they are. Now I will fight for the right reason with the right consciousness. Previously it was about the kingdom and revenge and war and this and that. Now it is about serving Him without concern of defeat or Sitosmigata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishaya Gurutare Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami
Gaurachandra Prabhu ki